Good morning, David Akubian, Bearwoods Photography. I'm out trying to relax a little bit. I'm decompressed just from a week, and I'm on the back porch, and I'm of course photographing birds. And I did have a couple questions this past week after I've done a couple webinars in my backyard bird studio and everything else, to talk about the monopod for a little bit. And the one that I use is a Sirui P424S. I like it because it's originally a video monopod is what it was designed for, but it's great for photographers with just a slight attachment being the head that you use for it. So one of the reasons that I like it is it's got the legs that expand. They make smaller versions of this thing. I like this one a little bit better though because it's got the larger feet. Each of these feet are about 8 inches long. And I like that because when you set it on the ground, it gives you a good sturdy base. So let's turn it upside down for a second. And you can hear the birds are going crazy out back here. I've got eastern bluebirds, rose-breasted grosbeaks, just scarlet tanagers. I've been just singing away, going crazy. So let's get to this middle section for a minute, and it just raises up to the level that I want it. It's got 4 leg sections, 42 millimeters at the widest section. I'll put it on the ground. Well, first let me show you this part. This is the part that was used for video primarily, for panning. You loosen this and it just allows the top to turn. So this allows me to pan with the action as I'm photographing. So put this on the ground for a second, tighten that up for just a half a second. Then I'm going to mount the camera, and it's my Tamron 150-600 G2's got the foot. The head that I'm using is called an L10 head. It just simply allows you to clamp the lens into place. But the thing that it does for you is it's got the ability to tilt forward and backwards. And being able to tilt forwards and backwards is great because I can move obviously up and down. But then when I loosen that little blue knob that I showed you earlier, it allows me to go back and forth as well. So I'm able to almost use this as a gimbal head. The combination of the two is probably going to be the price of a really good gimbal head, or a bit cheaper than a good gimbal head. But it's worth the quality. I've had this thing 5 years now and never had one issue with it. Absolutely love it. It works perfect. It's good and stable. It allows me to, when I want to let go of the camera, because I've got my feet on top of the feet, so I'm holding the base of it steady. If I had to step away for a second, I would just lean it forward a little bit, tighten it up, and it's fine just sitting there just like that. So even with the 150-600 extended out to 600, it's extremely sturdy, and that's the reason that I use this particular monopod. But when I'm photographing, I'll put my hand on top of here. I turn my vibration compensation off, and I can just simply pan and tilt, do whatever I need to do, and this gives it that extra stability of holding my hand on top of that foot to give it a little extra support as well. Just every little bit can help. Make it sturdy, because right now, it's pretty dark out here. It's only about 7:15 in the morning. Sun just came up about 15-20 minutes ago. I did an image a second ago of a bluebird sitting on the bluebird house. They're getting ready to build a new nest, and 1/125th f8 gave me 2200 ISO. So it's still a little dark. This is when the birds come in though, so I've got to be out here and be able to get a good stable image. And where I sit, I've got my phone for eBird, I've got my book to record my species of birds, I've got my binoculars here, and of course I've got my cup of coffee. So this is my little office morning, so I've got everything I need to do my work this morning and get some images. So I had the question on how the monopod works, and I wanted to answer that. So let's see what we can get this morning. Okay, so in addition to the question on the Sirui monopod earlier that I addressed, I have a lot of questions still on the bird studio and the post, and what they're like, how I connect them, and everything else. So I want to take just a minute to take you for a walk through the bird studio and show you how I connect these posts and what I do to choose them and everything else. So let's go to the bird studio. So here is the current state of the bird studio as of May the 1st, 2020. And want to first just show you from left to right. This is the left side of the yard, the 3 chairs. There's my bluebird house. I'm not going to be out here long because they are actually actively filling the box with nesting material, so I don't want to disrupt them very much. Then my raised garden beds, which we're getting ready today or tomorrow to plant all the seeds for the wildflowers. But this is the first of the posts that are here. Make sure we're focused on that. You can see it's just a tree trunk, you know, or a small one. And what I've done, let's try to zoom into here. Let's see if I can zoom in a little better. All that I've done is I've simply taken the post, I've put in a T-bar behind it, a T-post, and then I've just attached it using some of these little wire. And you know, I can just simply cut it or whatever I need to do and just move them from location to location. So it's very, very easy to do. And here's another one here. Let's focus on that. You can see from this side, when I'd be photographing, this is the background. I'm shooting at this has got f8 on the camera right now. But if you look, just simply just goes and rests on this area here. And again, it's just simply attached using some wire. And I just pick unusual looking post. Again, when I'm on the porch, it's going to give me a view something about like that and blur that background. And you can see the distance from the post here, the post to the background, you know, a good 4 or 5 feet. Same thing over here. Let me zoom out. You know, 4 or 5 feet there. I've got a hummingbird feeder. And then here's the mealworm feeder, of course. So, from the porch, I'll walk to the porch in a minute, just show you the view that I've got from the porch. And this is just one of the other little things that I use back here is this little, sort of like a pitchfork. But this is the overall view that I've got back here. And they come in from the trees. The bluebirds are a little upset that I'm standing here, so I'm going to go back to the porch. But that gives you an idea of what the bird studio is like. Here's my little table where I have all my notes and everything set up. There's the 150 to 600 G2 and the D500. And my view, I've got one little post that's there, but I can photograph straight ahead. From the edge of the porch there to that first post on the left is 8 feet, just over 8, to the post on the left-hand side over there in the frame. The raised garden bed is about 12 feet, and then 14 feet to the one furthest out, and then 19 feet back to the crepe myrtles. To the birdhouse over there, it's about 20 feet, 25 feet maybe, a little further. Then you can see that the separation between these crepe myrtles and the trees back behind it, that's another good 30 to 50 feet at some points. But this is literally where I do all of the bird photography. So you can see my view, see the 3 chairs over there. But this is where it is. So hopefully this answers those questions that you had on the bird studio. Okay, so hopefully I was able to address the main questions that I'm getting. First, you know, how does the Sirui tripod work? Why did I choose it? What are some of the little features on it that I liked? And I think I showed that. Then also got a lot of questions still on the bird studio, how I set it up and everything else. How I attach those posts, what I use for posts and everything. So hopefully I've answered those 2 series of questions for you. Hopefully you liked the content of the video. It answered your questions. So if it did, give it a thumbs up. Hopefully you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. If not, go ahead and please subscribe as well. Otherwise, it's a beautiful morning. Just lots and lots of bird activity out here today. And we will keep the bird videos coming and the bird photos coming. So see you soon.